The year is 1277. For the once mighty Bulgarian Empire, these are dark times. Imagine endless fields, stripped bare by relentless Mongol raids. Villages lie in ruins, their people scattered or enslaved. The Golden Horde had carved a bloody path across the land. This was a time for heroes. Welcome to Cryptic Mystic Vault, where we unravel the secrets of ancient mysteries. At the heart of this chaos, a young man named Ivaylo toiled in the fields. Something had to be done. The time for action had arrived. Ivaylo was not a giant among men. He was not a renowned warrior or a scholar, just a simple farmer with an unshakable belief in justice. In the darkest hour of his nation, that belief ignited a firestorm. Legend has it, Ivaylo had a vision urging him to lead his people. He began to preach, his words resonating with the masses. "We are the many, they are the few," he roared. "We outnumber them 1,000 to 1. Desperate for hope, people flocked to his banner. They had a cause, they had hope, and they had Ivaylo. Ivaylo's army, fueled by righteous anger and desperate hope, swept across the countryside. They were a force of nature, unstoppable in their fury. The Mongol mercenaries, used to easy victories against demoralized peasants, found themselves outmatched. Ivaylo, despite his lack of formal military training, proved to be a brilliant strategist. He used the terrain to his advantage, ambushing Mongol patrols, striking supply lines, and disappearing into the forests before reinforcements could arrive. His victories, improbable as they seemed, breathed new life into the demoralized populace. Here was a man, one of their own, who was not afraid to stand up to the invaders. Word of his exploits spread like wildfire, attracting even more recruits to his ever-growing army. The Battle of Drenovo, fought in the foothills of the Balkan Mountains, cemented Ivaylo's reputation as a military genius. Outnumbered and outmatched, he lured the Mongol cavalry into a narrow pass, showering them with arrows and boulders from the surrounding hills. The Mongol army, caught in a deadly trap, was decimated. It was a resounding victory, one that sent shockwaves through the region and beyond. The victory at Drenovo was a turning point. No longer were Ivaylo and his followers just rebels. They were liberators. People across the land hailed Ivaylo as their savior, the one who had dared to defy both foreign invaders and the corrupt elite. The momentum was unstoppable. Ivaylo's army, now swelled by thousands of volunteers, marched on the capital, Tarnovo, intent on confronting the ineffectual Tsar Constantine I. The Tsar, holed up in his palace surrounded by sycophants, seemed powerless to stop Ivaylo's advance. His armies, demoralized and poorly led, were routed in a series of swift engagements. In the end, Constantine himself was slain, cut down by Ivaylo's forces as they stormed the capital. With the old regime vanquished, Ivaylo, the pig herder turned liberator, was crowned Tsar of Bulgaria. It was a moment rich in symbolism, the common man rising up to seize power from the corrupt elite. Ivaylo's reign had begun, but the hardest battles were yet to come. Ivaylo's reign was marked by a series of challenges, both internal and external. The Byzantine Empire, sensing weakness, launched a series of incursions into Bulgarian territory. The Mongol Golden Horde, their initial defeats avenged, renewed their attacks, their forces hungry for revenge, but the most dangerous enemies were not on the battlefield. They were in the shadows. The Bulgarian nobility, their power stripped away, plotted and schemed, eager to reclaim their lost status. They whispered in dark corners, spreading rumors and lies, sowing discord among Ivaylo's supporters. Ivaylo, the warrior who had united a nation, found himself increasingly isolated, caught in a web of intrigue he could not control. His attempts to reform the system, to redistribute land to the peasants, were met with resistance from the nobility. His military campaigns, though initially successful, were hampered by a lack of resources and constant betrayals. The once united front began to crumble, eroded by suspicion and doubt. Ivaylo, the hero of the people, was slowly being transformed into a tragic figure. Despite the mounting challenges, Ivaylo fought on with the heart of a lion. He repulsed multiple Byzantine invasions, his tactical brilliance shining through even in the face of overwhelming odds. He confronted the Mongol hordes head-on, his courage inspiring his men to feats of extraordinary valor. But it was a losing battle. The odds were simply too great. His enemies, both foreign and domestic, had him surrounded. Betrayal followed betrayal, each one chipping away at his dwindling power. His closest advisors, swayed by promises of wealth and power, deserted him. Yet even in his final hours, Ivaylo refused to yield. He fought to the bitter end, his name a rallying cry for those who still believed in his vision of a just and equitable society. The manner of his death remains a mystery to this day, shrouded in rumor and legend. Some say he fell in battle, cut down by overwhelming enemy forces. Others claim he was assassinated, betrayed by those closest to him. Ivaylo's reign was brief, lasting only a few short years, but his impact on Bulgarian history and indeed on the world was profound. He was a man of the people, a beacon of hope in a time of unimaginable darkness. He showed that even the lowliest among us can rise up to challenge injustice. His story, passed down through generations, became a symbol of resistance, a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who refused to bow to tyranny. Even centuries after his death, his name is whispered with reverence by those who yearn for a better world. Ivaylo's legacy reminds us that true leadership does not come from birthright or privilege, but from courage, conviction, and an unwavering commitment to justice. It is a story that transcends time and place, resonating with anyone who has ever dared to dream of a fairer, more equitable world. And in that dream, the spirit of Ivaylo the Peasant King lives on. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing discoveries and thrilling adventures into the past.